honored or offended by a guy that sent me a thing for Grumpy Old Men Woodworking from Waterloo, New York. Wait. I'm the guy with the cane. Well, they both got cane. One of them pissed off. Oh, hey, I do know what I am. I'm Captain Eddie Castle, and welcome to my shop. Oh man, we're going to talk a little wood turning today. That's right, wood turning. And but first, let me tell you, I got this from Cliff Mouse, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Is where it came from, but it says Waterloo, New York. They might have thrown him out of Waterloo for doing this kind of stuff. But he said it's a little gift in this, and from this, and it's got his logo and all on it. It's a really nice gift. And I tell you, folks, you have no idea how good I feel when I get something from you. It's not like I'm a mooch and I'm looking to get something free. I don't keep the tools that get shipped to me. I send them back. Why? This is friend to friend. That's what this is all about. You want to know more? All you got to do is stick around and watch. I got to tell you something. This brain thing hit me 3 years ago, 3 years and 3 months ago, or something like that. Well, about now, 3 years ago, I got my mind back. I came out of a coma and realized who I was, and I was shocked to find out that the good-looking redhead woman that was in there all the time was my wife. Whoa. That kind of make your day. We were, honestly, I was sitting in a bed and she was talking to people, and somebody asked, "Can you sign for this?" And she said, "Sure, I can. I'm his wife." I had, my wife. When that happened, I didn't remember wife, kids, in-laws. In fact, I forgot a lot of bad people in my life. But I remembered all the good people in my life. When I got cards and packages and things from Ron and from Harold, Cliff, Clay. I'm going to skip some names, okay? All you guys sent me things, notes, calls, checked on me. Checked on my daughter, who was taking care of me too. That's the daughter I remembered. Then the other daughter came along and I didn't remember her. I got a little flack. But, it was a terrible, terrible time, and things have tried to turn around. My surgeons believe I'm a wonder. I can do all this stuff and all that. And I'm learning that some of these things in the shop will come back to me. Guess what I learned about 3 or 4 days ago? That my CPAP wasn't working and I was dying of oxygen every night. I was starving and waking up all night long. I mean, it was terrible. And I didn't know what was wrong. I thought it was just me. Well, it was me. It ain't going to be the other guy. But now we changed the setting on the CPAP. And they say you got to go back to the vendor to get all that done. No, you don't. You see this thing right here, this YouTube? You type in CPAP machine adjustments for Price and Pfister, Nova, Omni, One, or whatever's on the label, and up comes instructions from people that put them together telling you how to make the adjustments, how to get into the secured area of the gizmo, and how to do this and do that. Wonderful. We're dealing with YouTube. I mean, this is why this is here. It's here to help you and me. And boy, you talk about make the different life and day. I've had the setting change for 2 days. I'm not the guy I was 3 days ago. I have energy. I want to do things. I want to take the lathe apart tomorrow. I'm cleaning up. I threw stuff out. I just had a guy come over here. He's a sergeant in the sheriff's department, which is like our police department, except much, much better. And that is not just my personal opinion. It's opinions of all of my neighbors around me. This guy came over. He's got 2 turning tools. He's just getting into turning, my age, your age. He didn't know how to sharpen them. So I went over to Blackhawk and I sharpened his rough end gouge. And then I sharpened his fingernail gouge. Then I showed him how a deep fluted 3/8 inch gouge with an Ellsworth grind is. And I messed mine up because I was playing with something and I moved my setting on my jig. Well, I'll move it back. I'm going to move it back to the right setting in a little while and go back and regrind the tip on that because I put some kind of funny looking shape on it when I put chip egg, all that. It came out like, ooh, you know. That's the beauty of having a jig. But that's not the beauty of having one that you adjust to show people how to do things. If that's your jig, it's your jig. Your friends come over, mark it with a marker or whatever. But don't let them change your jig and say, try this. You don't need to try that. It's going to work the way you had it. And it's going to work nicely for you. Because remember, no matter if you match the picture identically, or if you get even close, or anything else, if you can slice wood with it, it's what you want. You want to be able to take slices. And that's what this fella didn't understand, is if you take that gouge and go straight in, and here I'm talking off the top of my head because my lathe won't work yet. But I told you tomorrow we're taking that controller off. It'll be in the mail to Canada tomorrow night. Alright. If you go straight in with that gouge, like they show you on the commercials and the demonstrations and all that stuff, you go straight in on the gouge, you're going to get a rough cut. Wood's going to come out, but it's tearing it out. There's a big difference in that. If you roll that tool over a little bit on the side and you do a slice, you're going to get curly cues coming off. And those come off a whole lot better. It's like your block plane of your lathe. It's going to take those curls off. I use that term a lot, but it being an old cabinet maker, it locks into me. When I wanted to make the finest trims and cuts in the shop, I went to my block lathe. I still have my original Sears, which was made by DuPont for Sears. It's 1963. Wow, that's a long time ago. That's when I bought it. It's still one of my favorite tools because it takes those little bitty fine slices at a set angle with the blade just properly positioned to the tool, and it takes a slice. So next time you're in, I'm rambling, but next time you're in the shop, instead of gouging with your gouge, take the gouge and roll it up on the edge to where it's coming to the tool 90 degrees from where you had it before. And then roll it back and touch just the back of the bevel, and then twist your wrist to turn the bevel on. I've got videos on that. You twist your wrist, you turn it on, you control it. You don't have all these muscles moving and stuff. That hurts, doesn't it? Yeah. And if you do it all day long in the shop, then you come back and say, man, that wore me out. It's not supposed to wear you out. It's supposed to make you feel good. So make a slice. Make a nice slice, and you'll be happier with it. Now let's get back to my worksheet here. I've got stuff here. Got to remind you, the Tennessee Area Woodturners is January 26th and 27th in Nashville. It's one of those great shows. There's only half a dozen or so great shows in the nation. Personal opinion, and you know I'm going to say this, Waco's the best. That's SWAT, S-W-A-T. That's, I'll save up all year. I'll walk to Waco to get to that show. That's really great. But I want to see these other ones. And I went to TAW a couple of years ago, and then I had a year where I couldn't get there because it was too freaking cold. Yeah, too cold. It wasn't too cold as bad, it was too cold between. And a lot of closures in the road. And I'm not going to go four-wheeling in the wintertime. Okay. I made a mistake a couple of weeks ago when I was telling you about the equipment to use for videotaping. I said when I put the program together and edited it, I used Pinnacle. That was wrong. Pinnacle if you have a Macintosh. Macintosh? Pinnacle if you have a Windows-based unit. I got to back down because I'm not really great with all those terms. Pinnacles fits Windows. I was using Final Cut Pro because I use a Macintosh. Why do we use a Macintosh? If you want to travel that bumpy road, we won't, but it is the best computer out there. You know, personal opinion. All right. But I wanted to let you know that I made a mistake, that it was Final Cut Pro. And I got it written down here on the iPad, so I remember that. I didn't know if I'd be able to make it today. Ron Radliff got a new house, he got a shop, and there's a house connected to it. I'm sure that's how it worked out, because I know Ron. But Ron said he was having problems in his neighborhood, and I was driving up there to see him. Some guy's got an objection about an American flag being out there. I just pity the poor bastard when he tries to cross a couple of Air Force guys to tell us we can't display our American flag. You know, I mean, you gotta be blind, dumb, and stupid to say something like you can't put a flag out there. That's all I gotta say. And if you're blind, dumb, and stupid, we gotta go you out of the gene pile anyway. This flag and anthem thing is getting ridiculous. Yesterday I saw on the news that a couple of networks didn't air the national anthem part of the ceremonies to avoid the controversy. Yeah. Last November we voted for a new president, or a president. And I picked what I believe is the right choice. Maybe it's not your choice. Maybe it's somebody else's choice. But the guy I backed said, "To hell with you, this is America. We're Americans. We're Americans first. We're Americans always. This is America. This is our home." I can tell you that my flag has got names on it of the guys that I lost when I was in the Air Force. I didn't lose them. The world lost them. I mean, we lost Nick. Nick was a freak accident in a bomb dump. A freak accident. A napalm bomb casing rolled off a truck, hit him dead in his chest. They took him off the base, flew him to Clark Air Force Base. He passed away a couple of weeks later. He was not a Vietnam. He was not considered a Vietnam casualty at first. The family had to turn it around later. But at first it said it was a freak accident. It was connected to the war. And he died in Philippines. You know, anything you can do to massage it out. That was a bad time. It was 1970. But we lost Nick. Then we had another kid who got in a small accident in Okinawa. Accident on one of them farm tractor type things. Rolled it over. All right? For the next 6 months when you saw the guy hit, they called him radar. And that was before the MASH thing was all popular. But he had a pinched nerve. They waited till he got back to the United States after a 6-month TDY to take care of it. It was too late. He had a permanent disability. Permanent disability. When they fixed it, his head no longer rotated. But he was a casualty of the war. He wouldn't have got hurt. He wouldn't have been there if we weren't fighting that war. And then we had another guy when I was in Guam. Fell out the back of a raggedy ass, and that's a technical term, raggedy ass pickup truck. But the tailgate closed, but didn't latch. He jumped in the truck to go down the road to get a break, leaned against that tailgate, out the truck. Went back to the barracks, had a terrible headache, and they told him to wait till the next morning to go to the hospital for sick call. He never woke up. You see, those things happen. It was 3 friends of mine. And if you say they weren't casualties of the war, we were over there fighting a war. We were doing what America asked us to do. We didn't pick this out of a book and say, "Oh, send me over there, I want to go there, I want to do that." You know, this is what it was. It was an obligation, a commitment. And that's what these people don't understand. You know, I see a football player saying, "I'm protesting the American flag because it's my right." It's your right to defend this country. It's your right to stand up and be proud. It's your right to be the one. That's what your right is. You've got it confused. Somebody said, will you boycott NFL on the 12th or whatever date it is? It didn't come on my TV at all anyway. I don't have any room in my life for those guys. I really don't. That's not sports, that's entertainment. I choose not to be entertained by it. Why? Because it's not entertaining. So make your own decision on that. But don't screw with my flag. I'll get you. And that, folks, is a promise. Talking about the troops, I heard from Joe I'm sorry, the Sarge. And he told me that so far this year, or so far in the program, Freedom Pens has turned 233,600 pens for our troops. That's Joe Kelly. Sergeant Joe Kelly. Master Sergeant Joe Kelly. Can't call him sir. He's worked for his life, for his living. But Joe Kelly says 233,600 pens were turned for Freedom Pens. If you want to turn for Freedom Pens, you contact me. I'll put you in touch with the guy that handles the project right now. Joe will talk to you, but he'll turn you over to a guy that handles the project. Because Joe ain't out of it. Joe's still vertical. He's still on 2 feet. He's still kicking ass for America, and you can help him. So, I told you about the coffee cup, and I got to thank those guys again. That's really nice. And help them. My wife had a big kick out of it yesterday. I felt so good because I got some sleep, and I was really pepped up. And I was sitting there watching TV, not football, sitting there watching TV, and the phone kept ringing. And it was one guy about how to make shine juice and what happens when it goes dull. Well, it goes dull because that's the nature of the beast. Shine juice is very reactive to humidity in the air applied and following. So a shine juice makes for a great base coat to put CA over the top of it. I'll explain that when I get my lathe running again. In fact, not explain it, we will do it, and I will show you why and how, and we'll do it on a piece where you can understand it. That's it. Another guy called, I got to sharpen some tools. How do you do it? Can he find a shop to take him to? Yeah, he brought him to this shop. Pardon me. He brought him over this morning, this guy I was telling you about, and we sharpened up his tools and got him one more step closer to doing better work. Because I'm going to teach him how to use those tools. I can't teach him how to turn wood. I can't teach you how to turn wood. I can hardly teach me how to turn wood, but I can teach you how the tools work, because from day one when I got into this industry, which is 1962, I've had to work with tools. And the first day I got in Wimpy told me, you have to learn how to sharpen it. I went over and ruined a good knife. Ruined it. He took a mallet, put it up against the wall, and hit it. Put it up there, and he said, that'll always remind you that when you come over here, you're supposed to go back with a sharp tool. And that was my tree brand knife, pocket knife, that he did that too. And when I left that company 8 or 9 years later, that knife was still there. It was still there to tell folks, when you walk away, it better be sharp. Otherwise, that's what Wimpy's going to do to it. So if it makes a difference to you, let's sharpen it, okay? So, all right, now I got one more. Oh, I see PBS had a thing on Vietnam, a new version of The Truth that was out. I couldn't watch that, guys. That was really disheartening. I was tired. I was achy. I couldn't get into it. But I saw stuff that reminded me of what we did, the crap we pulled, and the things we did in order to serve our country. And folks say, well, how do you mean the crap you did and the things you pulled? I can tell you. We didn't have safety glasses. I had a pair of the old goggles around here someplace. I found them. Now I'm cleaning the place up. I had a pair of old safety goggles. They were left over from that way back when. Yeah, they were what you gave you. Big hard rubber face with interlockable shields, where you put a green one in for the sun and a clear one in for the day and a yellow one in for the evenings, and you snap these lenses on, and they were terrible. I mean, they were lousy. That's as good as we got. And if you ask for gloves, you have no idea what you'd get. And I remember asking somebody, can we get a raincoat to work in the rain when I was in Okinawa? And the guy said, when you enlisted in the Air Force, they gave you a blue plastic raincoat. Wear that one. If you've been in and you have worn one of these things, you'll understand it's a piece of crap. It's very static, and we're not supposed to have any static electricity around us, and it's just junk. It just wouldn't work. But that was their answer to problems. Avoid them. So that PBS thing brought up a whole lot of bad memories, but reminded me of things that maybe slipped away when I had the brain problem. And I still have the brain problem, but those things slipped away. So we came out of here today. My first step was, I was going to show you this. See if I can get it in there. Can you get an idea what it is? That is a cane handle. I'm sorry, back up a little bit now. Let's go again. Alright, see the ornamentation on it? I did that on my ornamental lathe Zilla. Yeah. And I did this 8, 9 years ago. And it's got CA for a finish on it. CA is good, but it's not the end of the world and not the wonderful stuff. But the finish is starting to deteriorate. And it's got some holidays in it. And I'm thinking, I've got a little grinding wheel, little disc wheels that look like, let's go back to our childhood. They look like those wire wheels you put in a 1/4-inch drill to clean rust off. Alright, but they're little plastic ones. And I got a box full of them right here somewhere. Somewhere, right here. A box full of them. And I want to change those rings, put them in my motor grinder. Yes, that's it is. Won't have this handle on it. I'll have the other handle. Crank that puppy up, remove the CA, clean up the finish, and put a new coat on. And you'll be with me when we do that. I can't start it today. Gotta go back to the hospital. Minor thing. But I want to save this. It's Coca-Cola. It's one of my favorite works. It really feels good under my hand. And it's on a collapsible pole or stick or whatever. I got it the outdoor place. Not Bass Pro Shop. The people at Bass Pro Shop bought. It's a big chain. Okay. But that's where I picked that up at. They're a nice handle. It really worked out nice for me. It's on there. It's written on there. Cabela. Oh well. See where that thing with the names go? Okay, that's what we're working on. And oh yeah, by the way, if you like my videos, somewhere around here, maybe at the very end, there's a button that says subscribe. I think it's right over there. Right down the red thing, subscribe. If you click on that subscribe thing, then you get notice, and you put notice. It'll give you, ring your bell, send you a note, send you an email. It'll come shake you in the morning, wake you up, but it'll let you know when I got new videos out there. And that's how I gauge what we're doing, is who's watching videos and the comments they have on them. And if you got comments, send them to me. That's what we're here all about. And if there's something you get stumped on, you got a question you got to ask, send me an email at captaineddycastellan@gmail.com. See the address? All right, this one right here. Send me an email. Address shows up on the end too. But send me an email and ask me an email. I'll answer you as best I can. If you post it to Square, or post it to Facebook, or post it to that automatic thing on the website, I don't automatically get all those notices. They may show up, but it doesn't. Okay? So, you got something, let me know. And if it's in the shop and you got a problem, you can always call me. I got my cell phone. Here it is. Never leave home without it. I can't. So, boss tells me that I can't. But still, I'm still getting emails about this stuff with the anthem. What's that guy's name? We hired a president and a vice president. And Pence is a vice president. He got up and walked out of a football game because of the protesters. And people said that was rigged, that was a put-up, that was a sham. No, what? The man got offended. He got offended, and his country got offended. He had the right to get up and protest their BS. That's right. Oh, I will. I got no problem with it. I fought for this country. And I'd fight again for it. Don't mess with me. So, I think that's all we had on the thing here today. Again, I still got my grumpy old Woodturning coffee cup. Thanks to, I gotta look the name up, Cliff, okay? Cliff Mouse out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma sent that to me. It was a very nice gift, Cliff. Really like it, I enjoyed it. I've gotten pens, fobs, all kinds of things. This goes in that collection of special things from a special friend. And remember, if I can help you, all you have to do is ask. Because I got nothing else to do but work on this and help you. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We do sell more carbide cutters than probably anybody else in the world, and maybe everybody else in the world. But carbide cutters, templates, bars, Black Hawk sharpening rigs, it's all on the website. Combos, one of them is Cutters Only. Guess what Cutters Only's got on it? Cutters. Like 10 or 12 shapes of cutters. Those are cutters we have made, and they fit and match the ones made by the other companies. And one or two of the shapes might mean you got to make a little grinding adjustment on the bar. A little bitty one. You can do it, but it's going to save you because I'm at 2/3, 1/2 to 2/3 the price of the other guy. 1/2 to 2/3. So, I mean, that's money. It's money in your pocket. And it's a little bit of money in my pocket, but we're mainly talking about yours. Okay? I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. Ha ha ha! I'm back. I'm feeling much, much better. Yes, that's right. Mess with me now. I can take you now. Yeah, well, please, not too hard. You know, I'm still frail. But I'm out here making shavings. Take care, be good, get out in that shop, enjoy life. It's all that you want it to be, and then some more. Remember, if you don't come up tomorrow, you're down. I'm up tomorrow. I'm up tomorrow. Okay. Take care of yourself. See you later.